Hello, welcome to the video on how interactivity can help in the consumer's journey. My name is Joan Drapeau. I am CEO and co-founder of SlicPix. SlicPix is a platform where businesses and organizations of any type can use our patented technology and make their images and videos interactive, ultimately helping in the consumer's journey. So let's talk about the consumer's journey for a minute. Consumers go from awareness to consideration to conversion and advocacy. That is, if everything works out okay along the journey. They could start out on your website, which would be great, but also ultimately, many people are on social media. They could be following affiliate links. They could be on one of your partner websites. They could be finding you through search, through communities such as Reddit or any of the other communities that are out there, or they can hear word of mouth. So once they get to your website, ultimately, which is where you want them to make their consideration, that website needs to be fast. It needs to be personalized for every consumer that comes to it. It needs to be frictionless, meaning they don't need to be searching for something. They need to have it immediately. Marketers or organizations usually are granted about 8 seconds before people will bolt. It needs to be engaging. The content needs to be engaging. And it needs to be dynamic, meaning that they need to have new content when they come back the next time. So let's say in a real world, all of these things align and they move in and they're jazzed about what they've seen, and then they move on to the conversion. Well, the conversion needs to be valuable, needs to bring value, and hopefully in the consideration point, they're getting value from who you are, what you are offering, and why they should be converting. Needs to be trustworthy, needs to be effortless, meaning they don't need to be looking for a call to action someplace on another page. It needs to be right there for them, and it needs to be understandable. So once they convert, then they go into the advocacy phase, which is very important for them to be able to share with all of their friends and move it back into the awareness stage for their friends. It needs to be review worthy, meaning they would like to be able to promote you on a review somewhere, conversational, and it needs to be exciting. So in the awareness phase, of course, we've got all of these channels I'm not going to go into detail about, but I mean, there's millions of channels out there, and ultimately they're coming to your website. And like I said, you've got 8 seconds to be able to move them into the next phase, which is the consideration. In the consideration phase, it needs to be fast, personalized. They don't need to be looking for content, engaging and dynamic. Then it moves into the conversion phase, which, as I just mentioned, understandable, valuable, trustworthy, and effective. And the advocacy there, where it's review-worthy, shareable, conversational, and exciting. And if it is, and if they convert, and they can move on and promote you to the other channels, and it recycles back to the next people that are going to be coming to your website and being able to have interactive solutions to be able to move forward. So the SlicPix interactive storytelling platform. SlicPix is a way for businesses to make their images and videos interactive, and also to attach multimedia stories. Now, all of these stories will have social sharing blocks, so they can click on the social sharing block and they can be shared across all the channels. Then on those channels, they're brought right back. They're brought not only to the website, but to the specific story that the person who shared was excited about. That interactivity will remove the frustrating searches. So with all the content shock that's out there, with millions of pieces of content, you got 8 seconds, and if you don't move them on down the funnel, then they're going to be gone. Syndicatable, which means that these multimedia interactive stories can be shared across all partner channels and be promoted on all other websites. Any changes to those stories dynamically will be reflected on all of those websites, all wherever they're published. Then it needs our interactive images and stories are hosted. This will solve the problem about being fast, because all of our stories and images and videos are hosted on AWS. So they're very performant and they will scale with any demand. Need to be give each persona the power of choice, which interactivity does. Cycles through the interactive image. They can choose exactly the path that they want without having to have that frustrating search. As I just mentioned, they're dynamic, so the content creator can go in and change content, click publish, and it's immediately reflected everywhere that stories has been published. And it also improves the SEO, increases dwell time, and improves the customer experience, which will ultimately increase your SEO. Then we've got the limitless customizable calls to action, which are included into the story. Right there, handy for them to be able to click and buy or click and do whatever that action is that the content creator would like them to do. It removes the friction to a sale, which is definitely. It's effortless, it's understandable, it's right there. And also, we have a solution for the Instagram problem. Instagram has a problem where you have to, they don't allow the posts and reels to be shoppable unless they're an ad. So what we'll be able to do for this problem is to be able to have that one link off of Instagram to an embedded interactive gallery on the website, where now every image and every video are clickable, shoppable, learnable, and shareable. So our next video, we're going to be talking a little bit about how to do it, how this all works. Where do you start? Where do you sign up? The SlicPix also has the full funnel solution on the back end for marketers to collaborate. They can invite marketing agencies and other content creators to help create the stories. And then the creation part, multimedia story blocks that will be able to help create really engaging, emotionally charged stories. Those stories then can be published across all the websites and be shared across multiple websites. They can be promoted across all social and online channels, all of those channels that we saw in the awareness stage, and then also syndicated, like we just said, on other websites through the publish. And then the marketer then will be able to analyze the consumer's traits. What did they like on the image? What stories did they like? Additionally, it can be integrated with Google's analytics, the G4 analytics. So tune in to our next video where we'll be discussing the full potential of SlicPix Studio. Thank you very much and have a fantastic day.